Working on Oscar Niemeyer's bust has been a profound journey for me. It wasn't easy to capture his face. I only had a few photos of him at different ages, and each one gave just a glimpse of how he looked. I needed to create the version of Oscar that we can all recognize. It was more than only finding physical resemblance. It was about immersing myself in his word in order to capture the man, the mind behind the face. The process was intuitive. I've made many portraits over the years, and with this piece, it felt kind of similar, except that the result had to be in 3 dimensions. I drew the features of his face layer by layer, almost like working on a topographic map. That layering technique allowed me to go deeper inside his head, to explore his inner world, his love of the mountains, the sea, the fluid curves, and to insert references to his architecture in the sculpture. As an interior architect, I've always been drawn to Niemeyer's work, his Brazilian spirit, and how he expressed freedom through forms. I tried to imagine what he might have felt more than 60 years ago when he was in Tripoli designing the fair. His passion, his vision of creating a symbol of modernity and progress, and, later on, his disappointment. The sculpture came from something very emotional, a feeling many of us in Lebanon share. It came from the frustration of seeing our dreams interrupted, of watching something full of promises slowly fade away with reality. I believe Oscar shared the same feeling too, as his project in Tripoli was left unfinished, then neglected, then forgotten, torn apart by civil war and corruption. Since the beginning of my work and through developing all my models, I kept thinking about the actual shape of the site seen from above, its elliptical plan, and how closely it resembles an egg, a symbol of life and potential, something that never quite hatched. I believe this is not a coincidence. Perhaps this vision I had came from the frequent presence of birds and doves in my art, especially in one particular sculpture, Roots and Wings, where a flock of doves come together to form the cedar of Lebanon. That's why I wanted to place inside the bust of Oscar, at the place of his heart, one of those messenger doves. The one that is still grounded and that hasn't flown yet. I like to believe that if Oscar was still with us, or watching from somewhere above, he would have smiled at that symbol, that quiet sign of peace, of hope, and of dreams that are still waiting to come true.